Alright, so this tutorial is about the next part of the final project, design phase part 3. So go ahead and download this file, the SketchUp file. I went ahead and finished up the proposed floor plan. This is what this is. So go ahead and download that. I'm going to download it to my desktop. Go ahead and go to SketchUp and create SketchUp for web, accept, start modeling. That's after you sign in, of course. Make sure you sign in before you do that, and then click on start modeling. Great. Once it's open, go ahead and open from device, and it's on the desktop. So here it is, proposed floor plan, open. It's a large file, so it's going to take a bit. So give it some time, and it will open up. And remember that we are viewing a temporary file, so you have to let SketchUp know that you want to upload this to your, basically, SketchUp drive. So go ahead and click Save. Click on SketchUp. Click on the name and name this proposed floor plan coffee shop. Click on save. It's going to take a while to save. Make sure it's done saving, so it will say saving. And now it's saved. So make sure it says saved. Okay, so we're going to use this as the proposed plan. We're not going to use this for 3D. So we're going to get into 3D, and we're going to save as 3D. So we're going to save a copy. So we're basically going to just rename a new copy, 3D. You don't have to label it 1.0, but just 3D coffee shop plan is good enough. And then click on Save Here. And there you go. You should have it. So it's all done. Everything's there. It is in black and white. And so go ahead and position this like this. I'm going to show you how to pull up these walls. And so this is the hand command, the letter H, and I'm just positioning this. I'm going to go back into the select command, which is a space bar, and I'm going to double click on this floor plan. Remember, we had made this a component. We can't do anything to this while it's like this. We have to double click into it so we can manipulate it. Notice how this is all grayed out. And notice how this box right here, this is that force field that's around the component, protecting these lines. But since we're inside of it, we can manipulate. Alright, so now we're going to use the push-pull command, the letter P. And this is the push-pull command. Notice how the wall highlights when I hover over it. You're going to left click and hold and drag up. Don't let go. And we're going to type in the ceiling height from your field measurements, which is 10 feet, 10 inches. Enter. And that's it. That's how you pull it up. So the first wall is the one that you have to type in the distance of the ceiling height. The other walls, if you left click, drag, and just tap on the top of these walls, if you look down right here at the bottom left or bottom right, it already types in that same distance. It basically matches the height of the existing wall that you pulled up already. So I'm going to do that with the rest. And I'm also going to get the column. Done. And that's how you can pull up the walls really easily. Notice how there is a gap above the doors right here. We can't have that. I'm going to show you how to get rid of those next. So, whenever you're dealing with three-dimensional software, it's all about positioning. And I want to get rid of this door gap right here. And so I'm positioning it like this. You should too. I should get this perfect on the edge. And this is kind of how you should do it. You can click right here, go right there to on face, and go right there. And then just erase this. But you know, since this is your first rodeo, you can get relatively close. Just that's fine. But since I'm pretty good at this, I'm just going to click this corner of this glass window, go here, and go here. Erase that. And so it's going to be perfect. And then push pull. And I'm going to tap this corner, and it's done. Notice how when I use the push pull, I come up here to the top. Because I know I'm already anticipating I'm going to tap this corner right here. Notice how it snaps to this green little circle that says endpoint. I'm anticipating SketchUp to do that automatically. And now I'm just going to use the erase tool, the letter E for erase, and just erase the excess lines. I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. Escape. For whatever reason, it's not grabbing right. Let's see. Let's just grab this right here. There we go. And now we can push pull this. I did it too low. Oh, that's why. I'm grabbing the wrong line. There we go. Push pull. And here we go. So, modeling in white, obviously, is sometimes difficult. Because sometimes the lines, and notice how it's saving. It'll do that every 5 minutes. SketchUp always saves every 5 minutes. So, don't panic. Just let it do its thing. And once it goes back from saving to just save, then I'll start going again. And so that's just one thing that I've grown to just deal with, is understanding that this online software is not the easiest to deal with because it's not installed in a computer, but it's better than not knowing how to use the software at all. So there you go. I got relatively close. That's fine. We're not going to go and 3D print this house anytime soon. or at all for that matter. I'm going to erase that line. That's an extra line. And then just erase this line. And for whatever reason, there's extra line work in here. But anyway. So let's talk about this. This is an opening. Openings typically have the same height as door frames, and that's at 6'8". So the average American door frame opening is at 6'8". So I'm just going to put draw a line. So use the line command. I'm going to click this endpoint here. Go up 6 feet 8. So 6'8", enter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag my pencil here, and boom, that's the endpoint of the line that I previously drew. And I can prove that by measuring and snapping to that endpoint. Yep, 6'8". So now I know that is the endpoint. And so I'm going to switch to the line command, which is the letter L, and draw that line. Push pull and snap to this corner. I love snapping to the corners because I know it's going to change into that green little circle. And it's super easy to identify. I really don't have to mess with it. Okay, so these are the windows back here. Now windows, they're not going to be floating up against the roof. They need something to grab onto, both on the bottom and on the top. So I'm going to put a little bit of wall here. So I'm going to draw a line 12 inches down. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to drag my pencil. There it is. Find that endpoint and then draw a line across. I'm going to use the erase tool to erase these two lines. These two lines are actually the window. I'm going to push pull this across, snap it to there, erase, erase. I don't know why that didn't delete. And I could draw that line again, or I could just draw this line straight across on the green, and then draw this line straight across on the red, erase. I love using construction lines. They're quick. I can erase quick and move on with my life. There we go. Just erase, erase. And so if I zoom in right here, these are windows. So I'm going to pull up, zoom out as I pull up, or just I can angle it in such a way to where I need to continue to see this line and be able to grab this and tap that edge. And now I have windows. If I go over here, this is materials. If I hover over it, it literally says materials. And I'll wait for it to pop up. There it is. Scroll down and select this one right here. Click there, on that window. And I think it's saving right now. Yeah, it says it's saving. So I'm just going to wait. So what this does, it adds the material of a window. It's called glazing. And yeah, it's still saving. I shouldn't have messed with it. And so if you'll notice on this side, you can't see through it because there was two lines, and so there's two sides to that. So like this, it's almost like a mini wall, but it's once I put this glazing on it, you can see right through it. Click, click, boom. Now it's a window. All done. Let me clean up this line work right here. So erase, erase. And now, remember how I said the bottom needs something. So just pull that up. 1 inch is fine. Oops. So pull up 1 inch. There we go. And then I'll pull this up and then just go right here where it says on edge. That's fine. And I'm going to spin this around and do the same over here. 1 inch. Just type 1 and enter. Now I can't go to the other side because the other side I won't be able to tap because the window's in the way. It's see-through. Enter. There we go. There we go. And now we have the definitive edge for the top and the bottom of these windows. And that's pretty good. It's good to go. Let me close that out. And that's it. Everything's there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a toilet right here. There's a sink right there. And once you're done, you double click out of it. And now this whole thing is a component. Grab the roof. We're going to grab the roof from right here. So memorize that spot when you go to click on it. Notice how the line from that little force field from the component is more outside than this part right here. And then I'm just going to drag and drop it right there. And it matches up perfectly. And you're done. So position it like so and get most of it in the screen. I want to see a little bit of roof and a little bit on the inside, and go ahead and download to PNG. This is fine. Click on transparent background, and that's it. And export as PNG. Export, and once it's done exporting, go ahead and submit that. This is what it looks like, and you're good to go. That's the assignment.